important. So I was just feeling that for myself, some more sitting stretches to begin with, guiding us into a fairly fluid standing movement phase, so that we have the second half of the class to basically just focus being on our backs. And by then the whole body should be quite activated and warm already. So just as you are sitting on your mat to begin with, let's first just check in with self. Close your eyes, connect with your breath. Take some deeper breaths into your belly. Relaxing as you breathe out. Get a sense of rooting down into your seat bones. Just arriving more fully in your body as you breathe out. Dedicating these next 60 minutes to just being present with your body. Being present with the feelings and the sensations, the rhythm and the flow of breath guiding your movements. And just staying curious and calm and contemplative as we move through the practice. Keep coming back to feelings and sensations and listening. Noticing just to begin with how you're feeling in your body as you arrive on the mat. Taking deeper breath to arrive more fully. Letting go of other times and places where you've been today. Letting go of the past. And on the next in-breath, just more fully present in this moment. Also letting go of any thoughts that come into your mind about the future. And each breath is an opportunity to come back to being more and more present in this moment of eternal now. All of eternity exists in a single moment when we become fully present with it. Okay, on your next in-breath, just bring your hands together in some symbolic form of connecting to your heart. Hands over the heart. Bow your head down to your heart. And I've just got a lovely Ganesh mantra playing in the background here. Not sure if you can hear it very well, but it's a lovely uplifting mantra to spend the first part of this class really uplifting our own energy, getting more and more into a flow and a rhythm. So without further ado, let's begin. Straighten your legs out. Let's come lengthwise on the mat to begin with. Straighten your legs out on the mat and just take a moment to stretch into the legs, pushing into the back of the knees. Slowly feel your hamstrings as you flex the feet, lifting gently up and out of the hips. Get a sense of straightening up the spine, keeping the shoulders relaxed and your chin slightly tucked in. We're just going to move through roughly 7 phases in each section of the class. The 3 sections comprise of roughly 7 to 8 stretches, always flowing dynamically. We're going to start with this movement, flowing into the wrists and the ankles. Fingers interlocked. Hands loosely rolling around the wrists whilst your feet paddle and circle around the ankles. Move your feet up and down. Make some big circles to feel the movement rolling up your legs. And your shoulders are relaxed and you're just lifting the hands up to feel the movement rolling up your arms, opening more circulation into the hands and the feet to begin with. And so we begin to immediately spread the energy of our core awareness into the peripheries of the body. Keep your shoulders relaxed, bring your hands down again and just take one more long deep breath as you move your hands and your feet into the ankles and the wrists. As you breathe out, bring your hands out in front of your chest, straighten the arms. Lean forwards with a straight spine. You might need to bend your knees if the hamstrings are very tight. And from this position, we just breathe in, leaning forwards and rolling the arms up. As you breathe out, push through your fingers and just float the hands out through your sides. Continuing with this movement about 5 or 6 more times. On the in-breath, interlock your hands, lean forwards and up. Let your head follow the movement of your arms as you breathe in. Drop your head down as the arms come down. You can immediately feel the stretch opening your lower back when you lean forwards with a straight spine. Use the rhythm of your breath to guide your movement. And when your arms come down, just relax the shoulders down as well. Maybe one more time. As your arms come down through your sides, roll the shoulders a few times. Nice big circular movements forwards and backwards. Keep your chin tucked in and roll the shoulders up as you breathe in. Relax your shoulders down as you breathe out. Keep rolling the shoulders forwards and backwards, both directions, warming up those nice big shoulder joints. Just to finish off with the movement, drop your hands on your shoulders and make some big circles with your elbows to feel the movement really circulating through the whole big, very large upper shoulder joints that connect into the arms. And then just do some smaller ones forwards to finish off with, smaller circles with your elbows forwards, rounding the shoulders as the elbows come together, keeping the chin tucked in. And then just drop your arms back down. Just before we transition into the next movement, I'd like to include just 1 or 2 Kundalini warm-ups, because the Kundalini practice that I also trained in is so effective for warming up the body really quickly. So 2 movements I'd like to include in my YogaFLOW sitting sequence today is the body drops and the shoulder drops. Very effective at warming up the body quickly. When you're pushing into your hands, please make sure that you spread your fingers to support the wrists, or otherwise use your fists. You can even try the fingertips if you want to. Okay, so all the different micro muscles in the hands also get exercised. So it's quite simply lifting up the buttocks as you breathe in and then gently dropping back down. You don't have to lift yourself up very far and you don't have to hold yourself up, but you just push into your hands, lift your bum off the floor almost like you're lifting it off the hot stove. So you're really pulling in your pelvic floor and then just dropping gently back down to feel a little bit of impact coming up your spine. Just maybe 6 or 7 times. The more advanced people, yogis, do body drops with all the legs coming off the floor. I'm not going to expect you to do that though. And now just relaxing, keeping the legs out in front of you, or if you want, you can come and cross them. We're going to just lift and drop the shoulders a few times. And so now I'll just keep the buttocks firmly rooted on the floor again. Lift and drop your shoulders a few times. Focusing on the dropping movement. Don't focus on holding the shoulders up. We just lift them up as we breathe in, sharp in breath so that you can breathe out. Focus on the out breath and on dropping the shoulders again. When you push the air out through your nostrils and pump your navel, in Hatha we call this Kapalabhati, and in Kundalini we call this the breath of fire. And just for the last few seconds, maybe half a minute of shoulder drops. Just go up and down as quickly as you can, comfortably, and push the air out through your nose as you pump your navel. Your arms are completely relaxed. You're just using your shoulders. Up and down they go. You don't have to make much effort with this movement. You just got to move the shoulders up and down rapidly. And then just relax the movement. Feel the sensations as you just drop the shoulders back down. Breathe up your spine and open your legs comfortably wide out to the sides. You can bend your knees slightly and then sit back into your hands. Keep the knees slightly bent so you can really open the hips as wide as you can and feel the stretch down the inside of your legs. We transition now through a gentle twist, floating the knees side by side into the Cleopatra stretch, the sitting pretzel pose. Many different names we can give these postures. Turn your head away from your knees as you breathe out. And just breathe in as you change sides. Breathe out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Keep sitting up so that as you sit into your hands, you're also lifting up your chest, keeping the heart center open, keeping the shoulder blades squeezed together and really feeling an opening through the hips all the way up the torso into the heart center. One more time to each side. And as you drop the knees to the sides, just arch into the lower back a little bit more. See how far you can turn your head to look over your shoulder. And then breathe out to come out of this position. We're going to cross the ankles, roll over the feet, come onto the hands and the knees. Stay lengthwise on your mat and just get comfortable on all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And for me, there's always a relaxation when I come into this position. I can feel my center of gravity around the solar plexus and the navel area dropping down towards the floor with gravity. Relaxing the weight of my body through the arms and the legs. And just gazing down to feel the alignment up my spine. And the back of the neck lining up with the rest of the spine. Gently pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Just to start warming up the spine gently today, let's move up and down through cat-cow a few times. Undulating the spine up and down like a wave. When you breathe in, float your head up and lift your tailbone up. Keep the shoulders down. When you breathe out, lean into your buttocks as you round your lower back. Roll into the shoulders and tuck your chin in as much as possible. Feel where your spine needs the most release and stretch into your spine in the most comfortable way possible. You can always emphasize the cat stretch. The restorative lengthening of every muscle in your back as you breathe out. And if you ever have a cat around you, it's very useful to watch them. They're very good yoga teachers. So if you ever watch a cat after it wakes up after a nap, look at how it stretches into its body again upon awakening. It really is an amazing thing to witness, and they lean so far into their hind legs and their buttocks. There's a complete rounding and a release up the spine as they reactivate the body, and so it's very activating to move the spine backwards and forwards like this. Let's continue just for 2 or 3 more deep breaths. You should start to feel your whole body warming up as the spine warms up. And now just let the movement fade away on your next out breath. Bring your spine parallel with the floor again. Inhale, turning your head to the right side and gently floating the right hip out to the side. Keep looking for your hip. From this position, we roll the head up and lift the tailbone up into cow pose. Breathing out over the other side, Pushing out the left hip as you turn your head over your left shoulder. And then just finishing in a cat stretch, rounding the whole spine, dropping the head between the arms, pushing into the buttocks. And then slowly in the other direction, we go the other way with the full spiral cat-cow. Inhale your head out to the left side. Push your left hip out. Keep rolling up your head and your tailbone. Slowly breathing out over the right side. Pushing out the right hip as you turn and look over your right shoulder. Finishing in the cat stretch. And then from the cat stretch, slowly drop through hands and knees, flatten your spine through tabletop pose. From tabletop, drop onto your forearms. Just push briefly into the balls of your feet, curling your toes under, and push into your elbows. Breathing in as you lift the hips and buttocks into dolphin pose. And as you breathe out, just slide down onto the front of your body, into the Sphinx pose. Coming down onto the front of your body, make sure your elbows are under your shoulders. Your feet are slightly apart so that the hips and the pelvis relax into the floor. There's a tightening around the lower back. And so if you want to support your lower back, you can just squeeze the buttocks gently. Lift into the shoulders a little bit, feeling the stretch across the front of your chest and over your heart area as well. In Sphinx pose, I invite you to just slowly begin turning your head side to side. Breathing out over one shoulder. Breathing in as you change sides. Don't ever cause pain in your body with any of these postures. If your lower back is feeling painful in this position, you need to just relax down a bit more. Don't lift up too much. Find the balance between effort and effortlessness. You're pushing yourself just outside of your usual comfort zone in order to get a stretch, but you're not going into the zone of straining, pain, feeling pain, or causing an excruciating contraction in some way. Keep your breath long and deep, breathing out one more time to each side. Breathe in and face forwards. Curl your toes under your feet, and you can either slide your knees under your hips first or just push into the balls of your feet and drop your head down as you lift your hips up one more time into dolphin pose. From dolphin pose, a lovely restorative release into the lower back. Drop onto your knees. From the elbows and the knees, open your knees as wide as your mat and drop the forehead down towards the floor. You can open your knees and drop your chest between your legs. See if you can get the forehead or the chin to the floor. Connecting your hands together above your head. Just keeping the elbows slightly bent and trying to allow the chest and the chin to drop towards the floor. Just for 2 breaths, 2 more breaths, resting as best you can in what's called Gura Pranam. Feeling the sensations with long, deep breaths. At the end of your next out breath, slide your hands back into your body and walk your knees together. Coming through Vajrasana, we sit up, the rock pose, sitting on the feet. Some people find this position very challenging. See if you can just hold it briefly and float your spine forwards and backwards. just to feel the spine in a sitting position. Fingers turned inwards on the top of your thighs. Moving and circulating energy up and down the spine. It's a smooth movement. I'm not making it mechanical or forceful. It's with all movements, we try and find the fluidity and the flow state of movement. And the best way to get us there is long, deep, conscious breaths. Okay, we're going to come out of rock pose into a squat, coming onto the hands, stepping the feet to the sides of the hands. From this position, drop into the feet, straighten the legs and lower the head. Turn your toes out, your feet are a little bit wider than the hips, and you can sway your torso from one leg to the other. Let your head hang down loose. In the ragdoll, we can just feel tension and stress dropping out. Very restorative movement to relax the upper body forwards like this, a semi-inversion. One more deep breath in the ragdoll. You can also hold on to the elbows in ragdoll if your shoulders want a deeper release. From ragdoll, breathe out. Turn your toes in, turn your heels in, and walk your feet hip width apart. In this position, just slowly bend your knees over your toes. And we're going to bring the spine up super slowly. So round your spine. Pull your belly button in as much as you can. Hands on your hips or arms hanging down, and you're rolling up one vertebra at a time. And the head should only come up last. So try and feel yourself unstacking, unrolling the spine into an upward vertical position. Coming into standing on your mat. Let's see if that's enough space. Yes. Okay, we're coming into standing now. And just to begin with standing, open your feet hip width, keep your knees slightly bent, and just make a loosening twist in a standing position. One hand tapping over the kidney as the other hand taps the front hip. It's a very nice meridian to tap over the adrenal and the hip meridian with the hands as you make this movement. And at the same time, you're just shaking and loosening up the arms and the legs as you come into a vertical standing position. One more time to each side and then release the movement. Stand on your mat with your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Turn your toes out to the sides and then bend your knees over your toes. As you bend your knees, drop the weight of your body through your legs and feel the weight dropping through your feet into the floor. Your tailbone should be tucked underneath your hips, and there's a relaxation through the shoulders. You're just beginning to lightly shake the whole body in this position. Keep your knees bent and just let all the weight in your body shake down into your feet. Let the arms shake loose in front of your body like loose, rubbery arms. And you can breathe out through your mouth. If you would like a more powerful release, breathe out, blow the air out through an O-shaped mouth. Cannon breath, puffing up your cheeks as you blow the air out. Very nice to stretch the face. You can also just let the air drop out with a sigh. And it's nice to just let the breath drop out sometimes, to just really let it go as you breathe out. small bounces. So you're not straining your knees, you're just bouncing enough to feel the weight dropping through your feet into the earth, your tailbone tucked under your hips, and so you can feel your root chakra releasing old stagnant energy back down to the earth. 2 more deep breaths, gentle, light shaking and releasing out into the lower triangle of your body. And then just let this movement fade. As you let the shaking movement fade, just for a moment, root down through your feet. Feel the energy of the earth coming up to meet you as you breathe in. And just bring the life force energy of the earth back up through your body, and you can feel just that shaking releases a lovely sense of effervescent, vibrating energy in the body. Let's circulate this energy a little bit more with our next standing movement. Open your feet a little bit wider and just swing your weight from one foot to the other. And as you can see, I'm beginning to move my arms here in a figure of 8 position, as though I'm tracing a figure of 8 on its side, the symbol of infinity. Just start to let the arms swing to each side. It's working into the hips and the shoulders and really opening up that creative flow that flows like water, the creative energy that's often stored in the pelvis and the hips, that we can circulate freely through the whole body as creative spiritual energy, not having to suppress the sexual expression of this life force either, and allowing it to open and circulate freely through all our energy centers. Your head follows the movement of your arms, and you can feel the energy charging up around your body as you sweep the arms side to side. Start to make the movement smaller and smaller until your hands are just in front of your body again. Just gently swaying from one foot to the other, feeling that flow or wave-like energy moving through your whole body. Compressing the energy into a little ball in front of your body, using the hands as though you were compressing the generated energy of that movement, and just placing it in one of the central energy centers, one of the main energy centers in your body, over the root or the sacral, the navel, the heart, the throat, third eye, or the crown. And then from this position, drop your arms to your sides, bring your feet hip width again, and making loose fists at your sides. Start to jiggle and wiggle into your hips and your buttocks. Bend your knees. Just start to shimmy. And now we can really ignite the fires, ignite the psychic fires by working directly with the third chakra. It's like you're jogging on the spot without lifting your feet. And you want to jiggle your hips so that you can feel your buttocks wiggling. Maybe you can even tremble your buttocks. Deep breaths, maybe 3 more deep breaths, jiggling, wiggling, and trembling into your hips and your buttocks as you jog on the spot with loose fists. You could also try flat palms, polishing the bar. I invite you to really jiggle your hips vigorously for one more in-breath and really feel the energy flowing freely from your solar plexus into the rest of your body. And then just relax the arms down and release the movement. Let's circulate the energy that we've generated in the lower centers through the heart. Opening and closing the arms in front and behind the body. As you breathe in, pull the elbows into your sides. The arms are like cactuses at your sides. As you breathe out, drop the back of your hands together and round your shoulders. Open your throat as you breathe in, drop your head forwards as you breathe out. And keep your knees bent as you make this forwards and backwards movement, pulling in the belly button to support your lower back. Deep breaths, opening and closing the lotus flower of your heart through these big movements of your arms, so that your arms are like opening up like a sunflower on the in-breath, but closing again on the out-breath. Really feel the movement all the way through the front and the back of the heart, and start to make it smaller and smaller, allowing the movement of your arms to just fade away. Coming into the final standing movement, index finger and thumbs connected. And the light isn't very good here, but connect your index fingers and your thumbs in Dhyan Mudra. And then in this mudra, we're going to just stroke an energetic line from the heart over the throat and the third eye and the crown. Your hand is just an inch or two away from your body. You stroking into the etheric field, your auric field. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And then finish off just imagining you drawing in these cords of golden light, pulling in energy from all sides of your body. Take a moment to just connect with the energy coming in, universal life force, infinitely available to us if we just open up to the flow of energy, constantly circulating within and all around us. Draw in energy, just visualize energy coming in. I often see it as golden cords of life force and light, pulling in parts of myself that got fragmented along the way, drawing in energy from above, below, behind, in front, beside, each side, connecting to all 6 sides around the physical body. Let's just take 3 more deep breaths and just move into a free flow. Close your eyes. Feel the sensation of breath guiding how your body wants to move, with this visualization of drawing in what you need from wherever you need it around you. From this expanded place of energy, we're going to just draw the energy back in and slowly come down to the floor for the final phase of the class. Coming slowly down, and I want you to just be really conscious how you transition yourself back down to the floor. Come down slowly. Bring your legs out in front of your body. Just take a moment to sit into your hands behind your back, turning the fingers out to the sides, squeezing the shoulders together, opening the throat as you breathe in, opening the heart. Keep your feet flexed and push into the back of your knees at the same time. As you breathe out, turn your fingers in towards your body and bend your elbows. Point your toes and pull your belly button in, and slowly lean more and more down into your hands. Walk your hands away from your spine and see how much you can lengthen into the lower back. Massaging into your spine by rolling your weight from one hand to the other. Keep dropping side to side. Feeling the massage over your sacrum and your tailbone area. And then slowly walk your hands back in towards your body to come out of the posture. Interlock your hands in front of your body and push into the back of your palms, leaning forwards with a straight spine, pushing into your feet at the same time. Lean forwards and roll the arms up as you breathe in. Push through your hands and float your arms into your sides as you breathe out. Turn your fingers in towards your body and bend your elbows so that you can slowly guide yourself down, pointing the toes again, pulling in your belly button as you come down onto your spine. And come down on your spine, stretching the arms and the legs away from each other as you breathe in. Just take a nice stretch through your whole body. Then breathe out, drop your hands behind your neck, interlock the fingers, and lift your feet onto the floor, knees together, feet apart. So in this position with your knees together and your feet apart, you can really ground into the lower back, pressing into the elbows and the shoulders at the same time as you press into your lower back. Really press into the whole surface of your back. Taking 2 or 3 more breaths in this very beautifully relaxing restorative posture. You can wiggle into your tailbone as you breathe out. Blow the air out through your mouth or through your nose. Wiggle into your tailbone and then press into the whole spine again as you breathe in. Finish on your out breath, lifting your knees up onto the chest. Bring your arms out from behind your head. Hug your arms around your knees and squeeze yourself into a little ball. Lifting your head off the floor as you breathe out. Relaxing the head back down onto the floor again as you breathe in. And then just from this position, lift your legs straight up into the air. Arms resting at the sides, and you're feeling the support of your whole back, this whole surface of your back pressing into the floor. Soften your knees and start to lightly shake your legs. Keep pressing into the back of your arms, your shoulders, the back of your neck, the whole upper spine, middle spine, lower spine, all connected firmly to the floor. Feeling your connection to Mother Earth through the spine. 2 more deep breaths, lightly shaking, trembling, and releasing tension out through the legs. You can also move your feet around your ankles again. And just find a way of breathing and moving in a way that's really comfortable for your body. You can feel the release. Breathe out and drop your knees down onto your chest again on the next out breath. You can keep your arms tucked in at your sides, or you can slide the hands further under the sides of your hips. Just keep supporting your lower back whilst feeling the tailbone connected to the floor, ready to shoot both legs out and up with a powerful in-breath. Keep the back of your neck and your shoulders pressed into the floor as you sweep your legs out on the in-breath. Nice last core stretch, really warming up the core, those deepest core muscles that sit in the deepest parts of the body, holding everything in place, sitting right against every vertebra of your spine. And so when we work with the core muscles, we're working all the way up the spine, all the way from the bottom of the abdomen up to the top of the neck. 2 or 3 more big circular movements with your legs, guided with powerful deep breathing. Keep coming back to the feelings. Keep listening to the rhythm of the breath as you consciously guide your movements with conscious deep breath. Finish on your next out breath. Give your legs a quick shake as you breathe out. Fold the knees back down onto your chest. Just rock gently side to side a few times. Lift your feet in the air and keep your knees bent, opening the knees a bit wider than the hips so you can grab hold of your feet or your ankles and keep rolling side to side, getting an even deeper massage into the whole surface of your back. We're finishing with this position, second last position before we relax for a few minutes on the back. Happy baby pose. Feel yourself connecting to a happy baby inside, the happy baby that you once were, and get a good sense of just massaging, moving intuitively on the spine, massaging into the whole area, especially into the sides of the back. And you can let your head roll side to side to loosen up the neck a bit more. Open and close the feet to really get a stretch into the arms and the legs. Finishing on the next out breath. Bring your knees back together onto your chest. Lift your feet up into the air and drop your hands over your buttocks. Final stretch before we come onto our backs for short relaxation is Halasana, the plow pose. Walking the hands up to the lower back, pushing your legs as far over your head as you can. If you struggle with Halasana, keep your knees bent. It's okay if you're only halfway into the posture. You want to feel the release in your lower back. So the more you can drop the legs over the head, the more you can pull your belly button in and the more you can feel the lengthening. Don't turn your head in this posture. Breathe softly. There's a pressure over the throat once your legs come over your head. If you can get your feet to the floor, then you can always stretch your arms away from your body. But most people tend to struggle with Halasana. So keep your hands on your lower back and keep supporting yourself in the posture. Coming out slowly when you're ready. We're not going to stay in the position for long. So come out slowly now when you're ready. With your knees back on your chest, we're just going to go through a quick twist to loosen up. Before we relax, drop your feet to the floor, float your knees side to side. Open your arms, turn your head away from your knees, loosening up the neck again. Keep stretching the arms away from each other to really feel this lovely opening across the chest. Squeezing everything back in place as we gently twist. Go one more time to each side. Finish with both knees pointing up, knees together, feet apart. Resting the lower back into the floor as much as possible. Bring your arms to rest at your sides. And if you have something nearby to cover your chest, keep your chest warm. We're going to just either keep the knees resting like this for the next 3 or 4 minutes of relaxation, or 5 minutes, should I say. Or if you prefer, you can just straighten your legs out in front of you. It's not going to be a long relaxation, but I encourage you to just stay on your back and rest as best you can to integrate everything we've just been through in the last hour. As you come to rest on your back, take 2 more deep breaths and just gather up any residual tension and stress through your breath, releasing tension as you breathe out, allowing the body to become heavier and heavier with each out breath. And then just allow the body to become still and comfortable. Your palms are resting upwards at your sides. The hands are in a position of openness and surrender. This brings us into a state of Shiva consciousness, connecting us with the posture Shavasana, also known as corpse pose. And so just scanning your awareness through your body now and keeping the body as still as possible to really allow everything to be, so you can connect with yourself internally. The breath is doing its own thing. So as you scan through your body, observe the rise and the fall of your chest. Notice the breath happening autonomously, as it does. The heart beating in your chest autonomously. It just happens. We don't have to think about it. And as you scan your awareness through the rest of your body, notice there is just autonomous movement happening in every cell of the body. There is a gentle movement of energy flowing and vibrating, tingling and moving where it needs to go. The more you relax every muscle in your body, the more easily energy will flow to where it needs to go. And so just as you lie on your back and scan your awareness through your whole body, I'm going to play a short closing mantra on my guitar for the class today. Stay on your back, stay connected to the sensations and the feelings, just watching how the breath moves inside your chest, not trying to control anything. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Ganesha Saranam, Saranam Ganesha, Ganesha Saranam, Saranam Ganesha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Guru Guru Vare Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru, Guru Guru Vare Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru, Guru Guru Vare Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru, Guru Guru Vare Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Calling on the energy of Ganesha and Guru Ramdas. We call on Ganesh to remove all obstacles in our way. And we call on Guru Ramdas to bring in healing and miracles for which we are needing in this time. Begin to slowly deepen your breath again. Stay connected to how you're feeling in your body. And slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. As you deepen your breath, begin to press into your spine on the in-breath. Relax everything as you breathe out. Start to circle your wrists and your ankles on the next in-breath. As you breathe out, you can just allow softening through the whole body. And now get ready to draw your knees up towards your chest on the next in-breath. You might want to just take a stretch through your whole body first. Stretch into the arms and the legs, open your mouth, stretch your jaw. Breathe out with a sigh or a yawn. And then hug your knees up to your chest. Give yourself a squeeze as you lift your head off the floor. Hug your knees and squeeze yourself into a little ball. Drop your head back as you breathe in. Drop the feet together, drop the hands together. Just give your feet and your hands a nice, brief, but quick rub. Get enough energy flowing to feel the warmth in your hands and your feet again. And then breathe out and hug your knees, lift your head off the floor, and see if you can start to roll up and down your spine as a way of re-energizing the body. Move your feet up and down if you need to. Tighten your stomach, tighten your tummy muscles. And get a good massage up and down the spine. So if you can, roll up and down 7 or 8 times to warm up the body again. And re-energize as you massage up and down the spine. Coming up into sitting to close. And just before we close the session, once again, as we did an hour ago, as we started, close your eyes and just connect with how your body's feeling now after an hour of flow and conscious breath and yoga and movement. Just acknowledging your heart. Once again, to close, bring your hands in some symbolic manner, either Anahata, Anjali Mudra, or just one hand over the other, bowing the head down to your heart, to the creative wisdom of the body, and to those wonderful inner psychic fires. Maybe just run your hands in a circular motion over your solar plexus and your belly button to seal all that energy back into your body, to keep it with you, to keep you warm as you go into the rest of your night and your week. Apparently it's 100% guaranteed that we're going to have some rain in Cape Town tonight. I'm really looking forward to that. Namaste to both of you. Thank you so much for joining me, and looking forward to next week. And hopefully, as it continues, more people will flow in. Thank you, Tracy. I don't know if we lost Tanya, but
thank you. Thank you. Yes, there she is.
Thank
you so
much. Thank you so much.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
It's so lovely. I'm ready to go to sleep now.
I know the feeling. Just have a bit of dinner and have an early night. Thanks so much.
I think so. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Namaste.
Namaste.